Hello and welcome. Today's practice is centered around Anahata chakra, which is our heart chakra. We begin with a guided meditation, and then we've got some gentle movement and stretches to slowly open the body. We'll begin by bringing hands to heart center and closing down the eyes. And just beginning to take some nice gentle inhales and exhales through the nose. Beginning to slow the breath. Seeing if with each inhale you can make it a little bit fuller. Really filling up the lungs. And then exhale, emptying all the way to the bottom. And just allowing the outside world to drop away. Allowing the mind to get really quiet. And softening shoulders away from the ears. Softening any tension in the hips to let the knees drop open. And reaching through the crown of the head to create a nice long spine. Our heart chakra is our center for emotions, empathy, compassion, and giving and receiving unconditional love. So when this heart chakra is nice and open, we can expect to feel these emotions fully. The associated color with the heart chakra is green, a pale, luminous green. And the mantra associated with the heart chakra is Yam. And we'll take the awareness to the breath and visualize the breath traveling up along the spine on the inhale from the root to the crown. And then as we exhale, visualizing the breath traveling all the way back down along the spine to the root again. So inhale, taking a nice slow full breath, watching that breath travel up along the spine. And then exhale, watching the breath travel all the way back down. And staying with that visualization. You may wish to observe the breath as an orb of light traveling up and down the spine. Taking nice, slow, full breaths, really filling up the lungs. And then slowly exhaling, emptying all the way to the bottom. Inhale, watching the breath travel up. And exhale all the way back down along the Sushumna Nadi, which runs along the spine. Inhale the breath up to the top. And exhale, watching the breath travel back down. And just staying with that visualization for a few more breaths, making them nice, slow, full breaths. Watching that orb of light traveling up along the Sushumna Nadi, along the spine. And then exhale as it travels from the crown back to the root. We'll take 2 more breaths like this. Keeping your visualization, watching the breath. And making this breath your final one. And then slowly opening the eyes. As we take an inhale, the prayer travels up. And exhale, open to cactus, drawing elbows open. Inhale, prayer travels up. Exhale. Inhale, prayer up. Exhale, really open through the chest, drawing shoulder blades together. And final one, inhale. And exhale. And we'll take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, taking a spinal twist. Seeing how far round you can take it. Take the eye gaze round. Coming back to center. Inhale here. And then exhale, twist the other way. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist. And final time, inhale to center. And exhale. And then coming back to center, reaching the hands high. Take a nice big inhale here, creating length through the side of the body. And then as we exhale, left hand comes onto right knee, twist towards the back. Using that hand against the knee as leverage. And then coming back to center, inhale, hands to sky. And then exhale, right hand to left knee. Again, finding a nice twist, taking the eye gaze round. And then coming back to center, placing the fingertips beside you. We'll inhale the hand to the sky. And then exhale, find a nice side bend. Feeding that down into your waist, each of those ribs opening up. And then coming back to center, inhale, hand to sky, and exhale. And then coming back up, interlacing fingers, pushing palms away, dropping chin to chest, rounding the spine. Getting into that space between the shoulder blades. And then sweeping the hands behind, interlacing the fingers, drawing the heels of the hands together, the shoulder blades together. Inhale as we lift the eye gaze. Lifting the heart space. And then exhale, fold forwards, seeing how far you can bring the hands over your head. And then rolling back up, placing the fingertips behind the head, so interlacing the fingers. We'll inhale as we draw the elbows open, lift the eye gaze, lift the heart. And then exhale, closing it down, so drawing elbows together, chin to chest, and applying pressure on the back of the head. Inhale as we lift the eye gaze, drawing elbows open, lift the heart. And then exhale, drawing chin to chest, feeling that stretch down the back of the neck. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, lifting the heart, taking a back bend. And exhale, drawing it together. And final time, inhale. And exhale. And then releasing the hands. We'll extend one leg and then draw the heel towards the bottom, walking the hands out in front, dropping chin to chest. Just breathing here. And then walking the hands in and changing the legs over. Walking hands in front, dropping the head. And then slowly coming up, placing the soles of the feet onto the mat, knees are bent. We'll bring the back of the hand to the inside of the ankle and then draw back with the other arm, taking the eye gaze to look back at the fingertips. And again, using the back of the arm as leverage against the leg to take your twist further round. And then changing sides. Again, reaching that arm back, taking the eye gaze back and finding a twist. And then slowly lengthening both legs, taking them as wide as is comfortable, and then walking the hands out in front, dropping the head. Really breathing into the inner thigh. And then walking the hands in, swinging the legs behind you and coming to find all fours. Making sure we've got wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. And then we'll work through some cat-cows. So inhales, we lift the eye gaze, drop the belly and send the tailbone high. And then exhale, push the floor away, round the spine, drop the head. Inhales, we lift the eye gaze. And exhale, drawing navel to spine, dropping the head. Inhale as we lift the eye gaze, arching the back. Exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. And last time, inhale, lifting the eye gaze. And exhale, really pushing the floor away, doming the spine up towards the ceiling. And then coming back to find a neutral spine, lengthening the left leg behind, placing the ball of the foot down, and then really pushing back with the hands, so spreading the fingers, feeling that lengthening down the left calf. And then taking that left leg out in line with the hip, toes facing the top of the mat. Inhale as we lift the eye gaze, and then exhale, sitting the hips back, coming onto the forearms. And sending the breath to the left hamstring. And if you can't feel that stretch, then just wriggling the toes towards the top of the mat. And then coming back onto the hands, Drawing that left foot to the top of the mat, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the back knee and rock forwards and backwards to open through the hips. And then the right hand comes to the center of the mat. Inhale as we peel the left hand to the sky, taking the eye gaze up and squeezing that back knee. So we're lifting the back leg, keeping it nice and straight. And then dropping the back knee. The left arm sweeps back and finds the back of the right thigh. Right arm sweeps towards the sky. And then windmill the arms forwards and bringing that left foot back to join the right. And just moving hips left to right, easing any tension. And then reaching back with the right leg, placing the ball of the foot down, pushing back with the fingers. Really spreading fingers wide. And then taking that right leg out in line with the hip, toes facing the top of the mat. We'll inhale as we lift the eye gaze and then exhale, sitting the hips back. And then coming back onto the hands, right foot come to the top of the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee and rock forwards and backwards, opening through the hips. Again, squeezing that back thigh, lifting the knee. And then left hand comes to the center of the mat. We'll inhale as we peel the right hand to the sky, easy twist. And then drop the back knee, right arm sweeps back, left arm sweeps to the sky as we find the back of that left thigh. And then arms windmill forwards, bringing that right foot back. And then finding a wide child's pose, so bringing big toes together, walking knees wide. And then reaching the arms out in front, sinking the heart down towards the mat. Seeing if you can ease the bottom back towards the heels a little bit more. Softening through the inner thighs. And then walking back, both hands over to the left, bringing the right hand on top of the left and sinking the hips down. So we're opening through the right side of the body. And then taking hands back to center and walking them over to the right, left palm on top of the right. And then walking hands back to center, drawing the knees a little bit closer to each other. And then taking the bottom high and walking the arms out in front. So we're coming into melting heart pose, spreading the fingers. And just slowly softening the heart space towards the mat. If that's too much, then you can take one forearm across the mat. So we're doing one side at a time. And then if you're doing one side, then changing to the other side. And then slowly walking the arms in. And then coming onto the bottom. Taking hold of the back of the thighs and slowly rolling all the way down. And then lengthening the right leg up towards the sky, taking hold of the back of the leg. Option to lengthen the left leg along the mat. And then alternating between pointing and flexing that ankle. And then bending the knee and drawing the leg in towards you. So hugging the knee towards the ribs. And then using the right hand, drawing that knee open. You might want to anchor the left side of the pelvis down with the left hand. And then that knee comes back to center and using the left hand, drawing it across the body this time, finding a spinal twist. Keeping that right shoulder blade anchored down and taking the eye gaze back to look at the right fingers. And then rolling onto the back again and changing sides. So lengthening left leg up towards the sky. And drawing that leg towards you, pointing and flexing the ankle. And then drawing the knee in towards the chest, hugging it nice and close to the body. And then using the left hand, drawing that knee open. Breathing into the inner thigh. And then using the right hand, drawing the knee across the body, finding your spinal twist again. Taking the eye gaze to look back at the left fingers. And then rolling onto the back, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting knees drop wide, taking hold of opposite elbows above the head. And just taking a light grip, so we're not really tensing the hands or the forearms, just keeping them nice and soft. Softening through the inner thigh to allow the knees drop open. And softening the belly to allow it to rise and fall with each breath. And just enjoying this position of surrender. Feeling your body being supported by Mother Earth. And then slowly lengthening your legs. Taking the feet wide, letting toes drop open. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. Coming into Shavasana. And letting go of the breath. Allowing it to fall into its own natural rhythm. Softening the space between the eyebrows. Relaxing the jaw, allowing the lips to part slightly. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. Releasing any tension in the forearms, the palms of the hands. And softening the muscles around the pelvis. Relaxing the muscles through the thighs and around the knees. And relaxing the ankles all the way to the toes. And feeling the body getting heavier with each exhale. Sinking further into the ground beneath you. And just bringing your awareness to the breath coming in and out through your nose. Now take your awareness to the rise and fall of your chest. And then to the expansion and contraction of your rib cage. And finally to the rise and fall of your belly. And just bringing some gentle movement into the fingers and the toes. The wrists and the ankles. And then taking a full body stretch, so interlacing fingers, pushing palms away, pointing the toes, shrugging shoulders up to the ears, creating as much length through the belly, the side body. And then slowly rolling onto one side, pausing there for a couple of breaths. And slowly in your own time coming up to find a seated position, keeping the eye gaze down or the eyes closed, and bringing hands back to heart center. We'll take a nice big inhale through the nose in a moment, and then as we exhale we will repeat the mantra YAM to clear the heart chakra. So we'll do this 3 times. When you're ready, inhale. 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 Sitting in the silence for a moment. And then bowing the head. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you can move through the rest of your day, your week, with a little more love, compassion, and empathy.